Michigan town by the name of Mount Pleasant. I left here in 1942, and little did I know that I'd come back 59 years later and accepted an award like this. I started racing in 1951 in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and South Dakota, and Michigan, and I raced everything that would go fast. I had a lot of luck, and I've had a lot of friends, and a lot of help, and I could have never achieved this without those friends and without the help. And I am so proud to be standing here among your people today. Thank you very much.
The hard part is most of you guys don't even know me. Those that do, they pulled one off on me. I was coming down here strictly to represent the I-500 and to be Bob Bender's date for today. And didn't have a clue until after I bought some 50-50 tickets and I went back to my table and said saw my husband and said, "What the hell are you doing here?" My mother said, "You heard a rumor you were having an affair with another man, so we came to check it out." Wow. The International 500 Snowmobile Race, 42nd year coming up. My first experience with it was scraping the clay off the boots of my mom and dad, who were part of the builders of that 500 track. It made perfect little teacups when you left it sitting out in the sun. My mom, probably one of my inspirations, there's my favorite picture of her hosing down a bulldozer with a big old fire hose, her and four other women. And my dad raced a couple times, Massey Ferguson, ski whiz. I still have the snowmobile suit that's about this size. And that's how we got involved in snowmobile racing. Sault Ste. Marie, small town, needed a way to bring people in. About 17,000 people at the first race. Biggest newspaper in the Chicago Tribune in 1979 or 69. We're still going. We have lots of people that come up. I was strictly in 1978 a first aid person. Sat on a snowbank at the end of turn 4, waiting. Hopefully there wasn't a snowmobile accident. Had a lot of gauze and bandages. 1985, bad accident that ended up claiming the life of Jeff Willoughby. Ran the length of the track to the middle of the straightaway to get there. Got there, got in the ambulance, got to the hospital, realized I only had one boot on, never found my other boot. But that was where I got involved and more on the medical, as a medical director. Came on, we didn't even have ambulances at that track. And I remember Bob talking last night, and I forget what year it was, on the sled that he tried to tweak the rules with. They were doing 118 miles on the straightaway, and that was back in the 80s. So from there we got snowmobiles. Snowmobiles got faster, 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 started climbing the hills. Dan Kurtz, one of Bob's drivers, right over the fence. And if you've been to our track, it's in an oval basin, so that was quite a shot. Shoulder injury and all, Dan went out and broke one of the track records the next day on the tweaked sled that Sir Bob had extra in the back of his trailer. But that was the first year we had an ambulance in the pits. Problem was there was nobody in it, driving it, and the keys were at the top of the hill. So Dan didn't benefit from that. So from there it became my goal that there was going to be medical safety. And we probably have the best medical coverage and safety programs and stuff when it comes to our EMS and paramedic unit. Then in about, when did we get the 5 foot of snow in 3 days in Sault Ste. Marie? 1989? 90? 96, something like that, I don't know. It drained the I-500 and pretty much we were broke. And the whole board of directors got up and said, "That's it, we're done. We put our time in, we don't have the money, we don't want to do it anymore." And somebody had the nerve to nominate me to be on the committee, and that started it. And then I was chairman, and I had more people tell me, "You'll never be able to run a race. You'll never bring it on." And I'm like, I don't need to know how to run a race. I know you need people who can build a track. And we put 1 million gallons of water on and freeze it, and have a slick track. But me being usually positive, I'm usually one of the positively positive people. I really had a hard time knowing how we were going to be $15,000 of debt and pull off a race. until my mom and dad said, what are you worried about? You got a track. They never even had a track, the first one. So we, slowly but surely, and with the help of a lot of people, I have our current chairman, Terry Joss here, Timmy Lee, I call him Scarecrow. He's going to replace me because I'm working my way into selling hot dogs to the volunteers. Jimmy and Rose Talentino, Denny and Gwen Aho, especially my husband. Second marriage for both of us, and when he asked me to marry me, it was basically, are you going to marry the I-500? I think he's been up to the track once to help me, and he knows I have lots of boyfriends up there. There are a lot of men in my life, and with them, I don't think I could be able to do it. But the I-500 is, I don't know, I figured it out. I think this is my 33rd year, and I'm not that old. I'm only 22. And Bob Benner used to always scare the bejeebers out of me. Everybody set me up. Nobody argued with Bob. Nobody told Bob what to do. Betty was the only one. That was Betty, his wife. She was the only one that could get away with it. And I strictly got set up by a bunch of our race officials because Bob brought his motorhome, got his motorhome into the pits, on top of all his other semis and stuff, and you're only allowed so much in that square, and it didn't fit in the square. And I got sent over to tell Bob Benner, you got to move your motorhome. It moved. This last year we honored Betty at our I-500 race. It was in memory of her, and of course I made sure Bob had all his credentials, except for it wasn't a motorhome this year, it was a Cadillac. And every time I turned around as a race official, I am also, that Cadillac kept moving until I found out whose Cadillac it was. And then it was, Bob, park it, give me your keys, you're not moving anymore. I don't know what to say. I was totally set up. I'm going to have to reread what you just read because it's the first award for Mr. Beebe, memory of him, and I'm just Roger Britt, my flagman. He's the great head flagman for me. Come up to the Sioux and see us. It's a great day. It's a great race, and hopefully it's going to go on 42 more years. Thank you very much. This was a massive honor. Thank you very much.